Deadline Day, dildos, and the demise of David Hockaday. Welcome to the ITK Soccer Show Deadline Day special. It's the first. We'll be going into the second, and that's when we'll be putting up the show of September 2014. And this has been the craziest transfer market I can remember. But this Deadline Day has been insane, and we're going to do everything in our powers to give you all the latest updates on that. And of course, we'll also be going over the Premier League results of the last week, other news and trinkets, League of Ireland and LOI Championship reviews as well. We have a special guest this week. Seamus, how you doing?
Hello there.
Thank you very much for coming on the show in John's absence.
To be honest, I paid $4,000 to do this.
Speaking of being paid, I was saying to Dan earlier, never have I put so much work into doing something for free. I love doing this podcast. It's a labour of love.
It is, yeah.
It's been tough today. How are you, Dan?
It was a tough script. Like, I literally had the script wrote about 6 o'clock, and then I'm like, well, no, that's happening now. That's not happening. That's happening. So I was kind of like, yeah, I'll just sit in front of the computer and stream Sky Sports News and watch all the pretty women in dresses.
That's pretty much the dream, isn't it?
Mm.
What more would you want? Okay, news is going to be filtering through. We're recording this with 45 minutes left of the transfer window. Welbeck, Falcao, Tom Cleverley, among other things, are still to be done dealed. So what we're going to do is Dan is going to do a breakdown of the current Deadline Day confirmations. I'm going to keep an eye on the live feed. Seamus is keeping an eye on Sky Sports News, and we'll chime in when necessary. So Dan, why don't you start running there with what has happened today?
Well, essentially today, last night, it was actually coming out that Falcao was going to Man City, providing Negredo goes to Valencia and Chicharito went to Madrid. So then Madrid would drop any interest in Falcao, and they'd have that. And then everyone's thinking, like, why would they sell Chicharito? And then Welbeck was linked with Spurs. So then they'd only have Rooney and Van Persie. So what they did was Falcao, we all woke up this morning and then we just see Falcao is going to Man United.
Now, I wasn't in work today, so I took the liberty of a little lie-in, and I woke up to a message from Dan saying, I can't believe Falcao's gone to that scum. Now, Dan, sorry to show your true colours here on the show, but the point is, I knew what he meant, but I didn't believe it, right? And as soon as I opened up Football 365 and read it, if I wasn't already in bed, I would have fallen to the floor.
It was crazy. Nobody saw it coming.
No,
nobody
that's
at
the
all.
whole thing. But yeah, so he's gone for, well, he is going for 6 million loan for the year, and then I think it's 44 million next year if they want to pay for him fully.
That's about right, yeah.
And he's on 365 grand a week.
Incredible.
That's like, amazing. Right
like,
now, it's
like, no wonder, like,
not done, so we'll keep you posted.
What he said was, I'm really excited about the project here at Manchester. It's like, right.
It's not what he was saying on his Twitter account yesterday morning.
Yeah, he said on Sunday, well, welcome to Madrid or something. He said or something.
Hala Madrid. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, and then he deleted it quick.
Because it came out a while ago that he had started following lots of people from Madrid on Instagram
and
stuff like that. So the
shit, I better stop following these people.
That's amazing. Now let's look at it this way. Monaco came into money about 2 seasons ago, and they started buying up players sharpish. Why have they sold their 2 biggest assets this summer?
I think it's financial fair play. I think they realised, wait a minute, we can't do that.
Okay.
I actually heard a really interesting story on the way in. I'm going to credit Dan McDonald from the on Off the Ball on the football show and Off the Ball on the way in here. Apparently, the owner has it was the second captain's podcast. The owner of Monaco has just gotten divorced recently, and they're living in Switzerland. And in Switzerland, every divorce has an equal parity. So his wife officially gets half of his alleged 6 billion euros worth of assets.
She
knew damn well what she was doing.
Did she get half of Monaco?
This is the thing. I don't know if she gets Monaco, but for sure,
so maybe she got the equivalent of the money worth.
I don't know. To be honest, I'm not privy to the ins and outs of their divorce.
Well, if he sells those big assets, then he'd actually Monaco's value would fall.
Monaco's asset would fall, but that's why it's only a loan deal technically, and he's still stands to make a bit of wedge next year.
To be fair, though,
apparently he needs to loosen up some cash in his own.
Well, speaking of cash, I think the FFP is coming for Falcao as well. Like, that's why they've loaned him,
and that's why United can only afford to loan him. Like, allegedly,
well,
it still hasn't happened.
There's no way Man United wouldn't be breaking the financial fair play with Falcao and Di Maria within a week, and all they've recouped.
Rojo. How are they getting away with
Rojo,
this?
and they bought Danny Blind today as well.
Okay, well, let's talk about Danny Blind.
Well, no, it's just like, if you look at the figures of that, you're looking. It's only 6 million for Falcao, I know, then it'd be 65 million. So say that's 70 million for Di Maria and Falcao. Rojo about 12, and then Blind about 12 as well.
They're up to 200 million, right?
Give or take.
This summer?
Yeah.
Are they?
Well,
Like,
you're forgetting
Luke
Luke Shaw.
Herrera
You're
and
forgetting
Luke Shaw as well.
Herrera.
So yeah,
incredible.
you're well over 150 million there. And like, what have they recouped?
I don't know. Well, Tom Cleverley's on the market.
Reports right now are saying Tom Cleverley is not going anywhere.
Just
let's-
saying that, yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens with that. This is exciting stuff. Let's stay on Man United for a while. Daily Blind from Ajax reported 17 million. They've been linked with him for the majority of the transfer window. It opens up a lot of avenues. He won Dutch Player of the Year last year as a holding midfield player. He can play the left side of centre back. He can also play as a left full back. We saw elements of this obviously with Van Gaal in the World Cup. It's a very good signing for them if he can perform up to the level he has. The last
I
12
think
months.
it'll be him and Herrera in midfield.
Okay, let me read something to you. I was going to save this till we finish talking about Man United. This is a Man United fan posted today the differences between the squad 2 weeks ago and right now. So, let me just get this right. Okay, the squad that played the opening day of the season. De Gea, Jones, Smalling, Blackett, Lingard, Fletcher, Herrera, Young, Mata, Hernandez, Rooney. A possible side that could play against QPR.
Well, there's a hell of a lot of left-sided players in this. I saw like a funny graphic. De Gea in goal, Blind left back, Rojo left back, Shaw left back,
okay, right.
Herrera in midfield, and then Di Maria,
Okay,
Mata attacking mids behind from Percy Rooney and Falcao.
Here's a slightly more realistic option, perhaps. So we have De Gea in goal, Jones, Evans, Rojo, and Shaw. Midfield would be Mata, Herrera, Blind, Di Maria, and then a front two of either Rooney or VP or Falcao. It's
a good
absolute insanity
That's
what
a
they've done.
Hell of a team.
It's a hell of
Well,
a
the
team.
defense is so shite.
The fact that either, basically, like if you're going to be realistic about it, like Matt on the wing is kind of beggar's belief. So what you're really talking is 3 of these 4, Mata, Rooney, RVP, or Falcao, are interchangeable. That's absolutely nuts, and it could be incredible.
But there's a lot of rumours when Percy needs an operation, and that's why he's out for a few months.
Okay.
So unlike Wenger, Man United actually went out and bought a striker. Like it's alright. Van Persie was replaced quicker by Man United than was for Arsenal.
Saw that picture. This picture went around with Ferguson with his hand around Arsene Wenger's. It was like, yeah. The funny thing is when you see that United have replaced Van Persie
Yeah.
before Arsenal
It's-
did. Yeah, they said that Van Gaal apparently persuaded United to rest him for 2 months after they were knocked out of the Champions League. Now this is just something I read on Twitter and followed the link. So apparently United wanted him to. Obviously, he's one of
Yeah.
the best players the year before. So United wanted him to keep playing. Van Gaal wanted him to play in the World Cup for him. So he persuaded them to rest him as much as possible for the 2 months and postpone any sort of knee surgeries that he might need to have. And now Falcao's on the market.
Yeah.
He might go for a knee operation, be back after Christmas.
Part of the Falcao loan deal is reported that they will pay all of his wages, which means which is a reported 340, give or take a few grand, $1,000 a week. Rooney, supposedly in his latest contract to become the highest earner, has a no matter what highest earner. So that will
So he has to get a new contract.
Rooney will be bumped up to 340,000 a week, give or take, if Falcao goes through.
And Van Persie is on very high wages as well. So is Mata. I saw a stat there that I think it's Mata, Falcao, and Rooney, if everything goes to plan, will be on more money than Messi, Ronaldo, and Bale put together.
Say that again, for effect.
Yeah.
Say that one more time, seriously.
Mata, Rooney, and Falcao will be on more money. Well, now wages, not endorsements. Will be on more money than Messi, Ronaldo, and Bale apparently.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, it's just like what? Now, I saw a stat with that earlier. Now it might be bullshit, but I saw it, so I'm going to say it.
Well, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Exactly.
This is
Twitter
fact,
said it.
fact of the world. right
Twitter
now.
said it. It must be true.
6 million fee for Sandro.
For QPR.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, wow.
This is nuts. So,
Actually, Michael Richards confirmed to go into Fiorentina in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. Mike Richards confirmed for Fiorentina. Toby Alderweireld confirmed for Southampton. We talked about Man United.
We didn't actually. There's still one more to go.
Okay, just one moment there. While Barini to QPR has fallen through.
That's not happening because he's looking for 90 grand a week.
Yeah. So now Liverpool.
He says
actually
he's
have 4 strikers. Which
But
is kind of nice.
yeah. But
I'm okay.
For a
with
guy who is actually looking for 90 grand a week, he says he's too good for Sunderland, and he's holding QPR ransoms 90,000. It's like,
When QPR,
like even
are
QPR
not going to
yeah,
somebody's wage
exactly.
demands, you know
If
something's
Tony
coming down.
Fernandez says, "Yeah, we have to think with our heads here." It's like, what? Do you?
Well, that's because they're getting screwed by the financial fair play now, aren't they?
Rightfully so. We have a nice rant about QPR every week here.
Okay, so what else about United needs to be said?
Chicharito has gone to Real Madrid.
That's interesting.
And the reason why they got him is because they didn't want to upset Benzema, and Benzema had a pretty good season.
Yeah.
So they go, who can we get who's a decent striker? I think he's actually a pretty good player. He's maybe not good enough for Real Madrid, but he's not shit. So put him
1.5
in.
million? Not bad for a loan deal.
Yeah,
for the
like
year. No,
you have him for a
it's
year.
good.
They lost Morata for 20 million to Juventus. They bring him in for a loan. Simple.
Do you, well, as a point of interest, do you guys ever remember big clubs loaning to each other as much as this happening now? Everybody's loaning to each other.
Thanks,
It's
Seamus,
crazy.
for mentioning that. I forgot. I was like baffled pretty much by this Welbeck thing. I don't think it is going to be a loan, but that was what Man United were interested in doing first. Could you have ever seen Ferguson loaning anybody that he valued at all to Arsenal?
But you see, the whole thing is if they get whatever the thing is for Welbeck of 16 million.
16 to 18.
16 million reported.
crazy
Like
money.
how much money? No, I'm not good at maths, but how much money will that put towards Falcao's wages for the year?
A substantial amount.
You know, so you
Is
look at
the,
that and go, oh, well then that we've got that 16 million for wages, and there could possibly be a chance they can maybe sign him permanently next summer. You know,
That's is that a factor in the deal that they can sign Falcao next?
oh no, yeah, no, there's an agreement there if they want him, but again, it's 54 million. Or no, sorry, 44 million because I think the 6 million is knocked off the 50.
Yeah.
But again, Falcao could go, sure, I actually want 400 grand a week now.
Okay.
And then Rooney would have to be bumped up as well.
We're sticking. Yeah, exactly. We're sticking with Everton versus Everton with Cleverly.
Everton versus Cleverly.
It pretty much seems like that is the case at the moment. Okay, keep going there, Dan, through the rest of the
Okay, so
news.
knock these off. Abel Hernandez went to Hull. He's their new record signing for 9 million.
Yep.
So yeah, he beat Shane Long as a record signing. You
Ben
might know-
Afra has also gone to Hull.
Ben Arfa.
Yeah.
That's a solid signing for a Hull.
It's incredible.
And they got Gaston Ramirez as well tonight, off Southampton.
It's a good effort.
So they lost Snodgrass with a cruciate knee ligament injury, and they need two attacking midfielders. Do you know much about Hernandez?
I actually really don't.
He's
He
Uruguayan.
He
if
plays
that
in
helps.
pink for Palermo, where
He
he
does
did.
play in pink.
Yeah, I don't even know much about him, but
Not to mention Hull's biggest signing of this week, Brian Lenihan from Cork City.
yeah, we were gonna mention that later when we get
Yeah,
to the
we'll come back to that later, but
yeah.
super signing.
That's super player. He won't
What
be
I-
playing this week at Turner's Cross either. Great stuff, isn't it?
Super stuff for us, yeah.
What I do know about my Italian league viewing is that Ricky Alvarez is a shocker for Sunderland.
He was at the World Cup.
like
He played at a quarter final.
he's
Hold on,
actually-
so was
semi-final.
Danny Welbeck. Come on.
That is true. I'm a fan of Ricky Alvarez. I will say
He was supposed to be the new thing in like 2010. 2009-10. It was like, who was this Alvarez fella? And Inter Milan got him ahead of Arsenal apparently around then. And then he never worked with Inter. But yeah. And speaking of another Uruguayan, Sebastian Coates.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his name's Coates, not Coates. It's
I know
Coates.
it is Coates. He has gone to Sunderland on a loan deal. We talked about Barini there. Asaidi is going to Stoke for a reported 1 million loan again.
I think that's a good little deal for Stoke. He did well there.
He did. He
Do you
liked,
see him a future for him in Liverpool? I don't.
I don't know why would Brendan loan him twice.
I think because he can build up the value.
It's an interesting one.
Not many people go on loan for 2 years and don't sign when you're, especially if you're not world class. Like
One
They
last
usually
note
don't
on
take
Liverpool business. It really kind of went under the radar today because of actual signings and it being deadline day. But personal terms have been agreed with Victor Valdez, provided he can pass.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, providing he can pass a medical. There is a date given within the next, I believe, 3 months. So they've agreed personal terms with him. They've agreed money with him, and the idea is that if he can get back to fitness by a certain date, the deal will go through.
And is this supposed to be as an actual challenge for the number 1 jersey, or is he sitting on the bench?
There's no way in hell they'd have Mignolet ahead of him.
I presume
Before he
Phil
got
in
injured,
as number
he
one.
was him and Courtois were the 2 best keepers in Europe.
Yeah, I
He
think it's incredible.
saved Barcelona. I'd say about in the last 2 seasons about 10 points for Barcelona. A keeper saving them like is, you usually talk about the
There's not
strikers
denying
winning.
he's a
them.
super keeper. I'd completely forgotten he existed, to be honest. Though.
You did, right? And
Well-
I do think that Brendan is bringing him in because every Liverpool fan I talk to is very much on the same wavelength as you guys, with Mignolet being a liability. So, I think it's the one part, of the team that we, besides the defensive midfielder, that we neglected in the transfer window. Because Brad Jones, say what you want about Mignolet, but Brad Jones is by no means a good number 2. So we were linked with Romero, but nothing happened there. That'll be really interesting if it happens.
But I think he's quality. But like I don't like Megan. Like, he's alright, but he's a good shot stopper. He proved that on Sunday. He made a great save from Shadley. But besides that, I think remember there was a through ball there, and it just dropped the ball, and it hit your man, and there was a Lamella going through or something. Or I don't know. I think he's seriously. There's always a mistake in him. Valdez is solid.
It was Sunderland he came from, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably his level. I mean, he's
better
a
than
good standard Premier League keeper, but he's not going to be a keeper winning championship.
I was going through it there today, just looking about Mingley. There's at least 6 goalkeepers in the Premier League I've ahead of him. At least 6, if not 7.
That's fair enough. Okay, Dan, I've got some
for a
news
team
coming in
finish
here.
second.
Keep going with the transfers from today if you get a chance.
I see one here now. Let me see. It's Mapu Mumangambia, whatever the hell his name is, off Newcastle. He's gone to Roma.
That's right. Yeah, I just saw a picture of him there.
Yeah. Who else has gone today? Mohamed Diame is gone from West Ham to Hull. So that's another one for Hull. So Hull have really done well, especially today, haven't they?
That's incredible.
Like they've got some really good players. They've got Snodgrass. They've got Diame. They got the 2 lads we mentioned earlier. They got your man to come in Dawson to come in at the back because they got him the other day. That's right. They've got some, and they got your man now Hernandez. So they've got
they're a tidy team.
Definitely for teams.
Like, I don't think they'll go down with that squad. Like,
for a team not in the European.
There's definitely
shout,
3 worse teams worse than them.
For a team not in the European shout, I would say.
Well, they did get eliminated there the other day from Europe.
No, but what I'm saying is in with a shout for qualifying.
Oh yeah.
I think
they're solid.
I think they've done the best business.
Top 10 could be knocking on the door for top 10. I think.
James McArthur to Wigan.
Yes. No, from Wigan.
Oh, from Wigan to Crystal Palace.
Yeah, no, he was one of the FA Cup heroes there. I think he was he had to get out of the Championship, and he's too good for that because he was a good player in the Premier League. So, and then Welbeck as well. That one is still kind of hovering around.
Okay, so we're waiting to hear on confirmation on Falcao, confirmation on what Cleverly is doing, and confirmation on Welbeck. Okay, so let's move on to transfers that were solidified during the week. Xabi Alonso to from Real Madrid to Bayern for 6 million is, in my opinion, just shocking good business. He refused Man United?
Apparently... Well, I don't know if he did or not, but he probably did, to be honest.
I believe this is pretty much confirmed.
well, I don't think he'd go. It says that Liverpool connections, he wouldn't go back. Like,
Yeah. Speaking actually of another, suppose he came out today that Arsenal tried a 40 million bid for Royce yesterday.
I don't know about all these. Like, I don't know. I heard Arsenal have like feck all money, and that's why they're not like they made a half-ditch attempt for Falcao. Literally, like, let's see if he wants to come, and if he goes, yeah, we might put a few more bob out.
To be fair, Roos is a player that suits Arsenal. He would suit exactly what they need.
He is class, but please. I don't know.
God.
Did you watch that yesterday?
Yeah, let's get into that in a minute.
God.
Save it for the Premier League roundup.
My days.
Remy to Chelsea for 8.5. After the failed Liverpool medical, there was links with him to Spurs, and then people were also saying potentially Chelsea. First off,
by the way, I said about 3 weeks ago, if you go back a few podcasts, I said he'll go to Chelsea.
I remember. Now, I'm going to put this to both.
You heard it here first.
In the know.
Snoop Carroll to me left here.
Okay, I'm going to put this to both of you. What did Liverpool find?
Nothing.
In this medical?
No, there's nothing wrong. Because this is 3 teams now who haven't been anything wrong with him over the summer.
So why
France,
did Liverpool go through all
QPR, Chelsea. All found nothing wrong with him.
But why did he not get...
I think he might have said something to Brendan. I don't know.
Maybe it's a shiny new white teeth. He slagged them off.
That's like faux pas number 1. When you come in the doors of Melwood, you get handed a little leaflet, and the first thing it says on top is "Don't mention the slip and don't mention Brendan's teeth." Fucking hell!
No, he must have done something or something. It's a very odd one because he's played the first 2 games for QPR this year.
The fact he's French and the fact that Arsenal are at their wits' end. Why the fuck did Wenger?
They went for him after they realised Chelsea activated the clause, and they go, "Oh shit!" There's a player who, by the way, was available all summer.
That's a transfer release clause, 8.5 million.
8.5 million, and
if it was a Champions League team.
Oh, okay.
And they knew that, so it's like, you need a striker. You need a striker with or without Giroud. Like, I think Giroud and Remy would actually they'll be all right. I think I'm the only one who actually thinks Giroud is okay. He's not that bad.
He's your second choice striker, though. You wouldn't want him leading your line.
Well, I think Arsenal missed him yesterday.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Okay, so Remy in because Torres out. Finally, it's happened. Every single window he's been linked to going out because he's been a
Are
shambles.
Chelsea still paying his wages?
No, did he not negotiate some sort of release from Chelsea?
It's a 2-year loan.
The way I was reading it was that he was going... No, apparently he negotiated some sort of settlement to get released from his contract.
Really?
This is what I read during the week, yeah. Because I read it and said, well, fair play to him. This is a guy who knows he's not going to get any more opportunities at Chelsea for obvious reasons. He's too expensive. He probably has huge goal bonuses.
Well,
and then he just wants to keep playing football. I think he's a great fit for Milan. I think Milan have got a great player on a steal.
Well, I don't know if he's a great player. He was a great player.
He was a great player. I think, he'll probably score goals in Italy.
Oh, I would say there's a really good chance that he would.
Well, I think it could have helped him as well. He's out of the spotlight and, people...
He'd be guaranteed to start over there.
Yeah, well, especially with Balotelli. Maybe Inzaghi could make him a good player. He's manager over there now, so... But, that's an interesting one. And one that what happened last week
Sorry,
was...
can I just say one thing about Torres? I was trying to get this up to this out. 110 Premier League appearances for Chelsea.
Yeah, it was 13 goals.
20
goals.
20 goals.
20 goals, yeah.
What was it? He played pretty much the same amount for Liverpool? Or
He played the same amount pretty much, and he scored...
Okay, Liverpool
5
was
times less.
in the league. It was 102 appearances. That's amazing to think he had more appearances for Chelsea. 102 appearances for Liverpool, 65 goals. His overall stats are 142 and 81 for Liverpool, 172, 45 for Chelsea.
And
it's not great.
And about like how many of them came... He actually scored 23 goals last year, and it was over 7 cups. He's the only player to ever do that, I think.
We've a message here from abroad. John knows that Seamus is sniffing around his seat and microphone, and he has said... nothing of note. Continue. No, honestly, I'm sorry, John, but it was a leading question that I was asking him earlier. I agree with James. I like Torres at Milan. It fits in for Balotelli. He will start every game. He will score goals. There's no doubt. It's the only place for him that's not the Middle East or somewhere where it's pretty much non-competitive. So Man United as well, we had Kagawa going back to Dortmund. Now, can you tell me how much did United buy him for initially?
I think it was about
16
to 20 or something like that, yeah.
Wow.
But, your man Klopp used to say, like, I'd nearly cry every time he plays Man United because they're playing him, like, deep-lying playmaker, or, like, they're playing him out wide, or they're playing him nearly up front, or he says just play him in his best position. Like, for all we know, he could, like, get back to his best. Like, he was a very good player with Dortmund. So, I don't know. They still have Royce there as well. They've lost Lewandowski. He was a big loss. But Dortmund will still be good. And it seems like they've kept hold of Hummels as well by making him captain.
Yeah, they've got Hummels, Royce, Mick, Kagawa back. Dortmund will...
won the Benders.
They will finish second. Good for them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, so we've still got news coming in here. Let's see. We have 25 minutes left at the window. Unless you guys have heard anything, I believe that Cleverly, Welbeck and Falcao are still yet to be confirmed.
That's right, yeah. As far as I know,
I'm just
nothing coming through on Sky
Twitter,
Sports Online on their feed.
This is the most antisocial podcast I think we've ever had.
I think we're carrying it off. Nobody knew. There was no dead space, Dan. Why are you doing this to us?
Exactly. He always does this. He breaks kayfabe every time. Like, for all
at least I'm not tying my shoes yet. All right?
I'm breaking the fourth wall.
We could have, like, for all people know, we could have a Sky Sports News fucking, like, 18 LCD TVs, like, up there with every bit of information.
Mind you, hold on. I'm weird for me.
I'm literally going to go bollock naked here. Leeds are linked at Max Gradle, and we've only got 25 minutes to put this off. If we get him, I swear to God.
Who?
The man himself, Max Gradle, Player of the Year in 2011. Oh my God, if we can get him back.
Okay, that would be pretty special. Okay, so Dan...
It would be very special.
Dan. We need to move on.
Dan, you're going to have to cover this because of your in-depth knowledge of this acclaimed gentleman. Neill Warnock has been announced the new Crystal Palace manager.
Sewer rat.
Now, you obviously have a lot to say about Leeds because of the demise of Hockaday, but...
this guy's nearly... he didn't start it, but he's contributed to it.
Okay,
and I don't know how he's even got another job, let alone one in the Premier League.
You're also going to have to talk about Leeds because you were fucking there on Saturday.
I was.
But if we can keep the Leeds stuff... if we just keep it tight and tell me about Neill Warnock and why this is an awful decision.
Well, essentially, he walks out in a lot of clubs. He spends a lot of money on rubbish. He's not a nice man. He's a terrible man manager. He's a twit.
How do you know he's not a nice man?
Because he's not. He's like,
Oh.
he's
You can tell.
No,
you
you
can tell by the way he looks at me.
No, he's no eyebrows as well. You can't trust anyone without eyebrows.
Is this true?
Google a picture of him. He's no
Oh, it's
eyebrows.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, but she's fine though. She was Sister Act. It's grand. Sister Mary Clarence and all that, you know.
She's also one of the hyenas in The Lion King.
She is actually, isn't she?
And the hyena that she is doesn't
She's
have eyebrows.
she's
There
the
you
main.
go.
She's the main
Learn us-
hyena.
Is that a fact?
That's a fact. Google it. You can Google it right now if you want.
The
There's 3 of
hyena
them.
that she
There's-
voices in The Lion King does not have eyebrows.
That's
Okay, I'm doing
God's
this now.
honest truth.
You talk about Neill Warnock.
I kind of wanted to see this picture actually. Yeah, I remember like there's 1 or 2 things like a guy got sent off for Leeds, like a young lad. It was like his debut. It was a bad tackle.
I typed in Whoopi Goldberg in Google, and the first thing that came
Neil Warnock.
and the first thing that came up was Whoopi Goldberg. The second thing, Whoopi Goldberg eyebrows. I think we have a good fucking lead on this.
But yeah, like a young lad got sent off. I think his name was Zach Thompson for Leeds a few years ago, and like it was a bad tackle, and it was in front. It was.
It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's a
Wow.
fact. Go on.
And he got sent off, and he came like he was on live on telly, and he gave absolute shit to him, like in front of everyone, in front of the cameras. It was just,
I remember this
you
actually.
know, it was just,
Horrendous.
it was really like you don't treat a manager like that. You got cramp.
You've got a
He's got a cramp.
wow. We're used to seeing players coming back from like the World Cup and pulling up at 80 minutes in the game, but sitting down for I think we're
20 minutes into the podcast. This guy here wants to be a future Olympian swimmer, like, you know.
Tell you something.
Oh,
John
rough
is
day training.
John is going to run amok with this. Like I sit here, I never got a cramp. Okay.
James McArthur. Seeing as we're talking about Neil Warnock and Palace, and was this one of his signings or?
It must be, yeah. Well, it's ironic that Tony Pulis wasn't allowed to spend any money, and then since he's come in, he's able to buy Zaha, McArthur, and someone else as well.
Did they buy Zaha, or is that just a loan?
It's a
deal
loan.
again, isn't
It's
it?
not a loan, but he wanted him and Sigurdsson, and he wanted Colker.
Zaha carrying away with Van Gaal's daughter now this year. Is it?
Must
Boy,
be.
he's gone out
Is
on
that
loan
true,
again.
or he was with
I have
Moyes?
no idea, but have you seen a picture of her?
that doesn't
She's
sound
very
right.
hot.
She's
She's a
allegedly
cracker.
quite good looking.
No, she's a cracker.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
know, pictures, you know what I mean. Could be
Yeah, I look good
Photoshop-
in the
could be
picture.
Photoshop. You do.
You
Your
actually put one
Facebook.
up the other day, and I was like, he does look good.
Yeah, he does.
Thank you.
What gives? Okay, right. League of Ireland.
Instagram's great.
League of Ireland results. Nah, affect that. Okay, let's do Premier League results first while we're on the topic here because it's
Yeah,
just going to be more
I think we should say
cromulent. I enjoyed that. Okay,
I don't
so
understand that word you just said.
that is the joke. All right, so
no breaking news. Matt Smith will join Fulham from Leeds for 500 grand. I'm kind of actually relieved because I nearly got him on my jersey on Saturday. I was like, how much is Matt Smith? He goes, I think it's £12, mate. It's like, right, I might get.
Terrible Leeds accent.
I know it is. Never
I had a bit of a jersey kerfuffle. I went to
Jeez, was very close.
I went to
Just what I
Lifestyle
didn't.
Sports on Saturday, and I was going to get Balotelli on this season's Liverpool jersey, and I said to them, "Do you guys do jersey printing here?" And she said, "Yeah, you're looking for Di Maria," and of course, I was disgusted.
Straight away, out the door.
Disgusting.
I'm going to Champos.
Yeah, how do you not know I'm a Liverpool fan? I have a podcast. And so I said, no, Balotelli. And she goes, oh, because of Di Maria, we're all out of I's and A's. And I was like, ah. No,
Why does she offer Di Maria then?
no, she said, are you looking for Di Maria?
Okay.
Yeah,
John will be delighted to know that Solomon Dakara has signed a permanent deal with Leeds from Catania.
Sorry, myself and Seamus, I might be giving an anecdote at the moment, but myself and Seamus are breaking our bollocks here with transfers. Are you just on like a Leeds app here?
No, I'm on Phil Hay on Twitter.
Okay, it's as good as.
It is, I'm just
so
seeing
anyway,
what's happening.
and then I thought to myself, oh, at least I'll just go to the old reliable and get Jared on the back. Neglected to remember that Jared, of course, has an A in it. So I went
You
back.
could have got. Oh no, you
They told me that I could
Yeah.
come in today.
could have got Jerd.
I think I might get Jerd. I think I might get. I will talk about that later. But anyway, I went back today and they still didn't have the letters in. Sham. Absolutely.
I'll wear a Balotelli t-shirt on the stag.
I know you will. Okay, let's talk about Premier League results from this weekend. We'll start off with Saturday. We were speaking about them enough, so we might as well continue. Man United with their second draw out of 3 games. They've yet to get a win. They were away to Burnley. It was Di Maria's debut. Guys, how did Di Maria look in your opinion? And judging on Man United's form, will today's transfer business make any difference if they continue with this system?
I won't lie, I was in Leeds and I was kind of half watching it and everyone was celebrating when Burnley kept like winning tackles and throw-ins and everything. So I was kind of involved in that. So I didn't really get to see it properly.
Okay.
But I saw the team he played and it was like 3-1, 4-2. And it was like everyone was just running forward. It was just okay. Like the Falcao thing, he's a great player, but they need like They needed a Hummels and a Vidal to go in what they bought already, and then you've got a team. Do you know what I mean? So
I agree.
obviously Falcao would obviously improve any team, but like it just shows that Arsenal desperately needed a world class striker. If Arsenal had him, they would have won the league. I would.
That's a bold statement.
I think they would have.
Really?
Like, well,
actually,
not-
just speaking
not
of
bad or
Vidal, that
anything.
whole thing went very quiet very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, he said he didn't want to go or something. Right?
There you go. Well, who would want to live in Manchester? Hi, Kevin, my brother, who lives in Manchester.
Did you see this match, Seamus?
I saw a fair wedge of it. Di Maria, he started slowly. I think it's fair enough to say he was a bit.
He played
bit
centre mid,
average.
didn't
Yeah, he was
Attacking
playing
mid.
very. I didn't really know where to expect him. Who knows with Van Gaal? You know, he's probably
Yeah.
end up playing in goal next or something for a penalty shootout. But yeah, I think he warmed into a game a bit. He started knocking around some passes, picking out some nice long field passes across the pitch. It was okay. He did okay. He got a
What is
pretty
this?
warm reception when he left.
He did.
He
yeah.
could grow. I think. You mean we read out the team earlier? That United team could be super.
It all depends. Like if they play 4 in the back and they revert him back to his original position as a right or left midfielder, like a winger essentially, that's interesting.
I
but,
think they need to go something a lot more balanced at the back. 3 is just
They do.
they just don't have the players for 3.
But if they do 3, the wide players are expected to be wing backs. There's no way Di Maria can do that. Now he had a great season last season at Madrid as a centre midfielder, but like him and Herrera, there's no.
It doesn't
balance.
work together. No, they don't work together.
Well, I think Carrick would help when he came back. I know I was thinking Carrick, but he might hold, and he's kind of good tactically, like, you know.
It would displace one of the big lads though. Like if
Yeah,
you had
but
Carrick
like
in there,
you can't
play-
spend 200 odd million a year and then still play Michael Carrick in the centre midfield. I mean, why would you bother? Why would you?
No, I
the
agree.
Glazers aren't going to hang around and start wasting money on this amount of crap if they're going to play Michael Carrick. You know what I mean? They're in there to make money. That's their goal, is to make money at United. They're not doing that if they're buying big players and leaving them on the bench.
Stoke travelled to the Etihad Stadium and did what Liverpool couldn't do 5 days beforehand and beat Man City 1-0. This was like just so weird. It was the usual kind of.
Stoke played, they were worth it.
Oh man,
They
it
were
was
worth
incredible.
it. I don't know what was going on with City. Like they had Aguero and I was thinking, I saw the teams like Aguero's fit. It's like they'll pocket him 3-0, 4-0. Like I'd say a lot of people would actually put a bet down on City -2.
But City only scored 1 goal against these last year. They scored 102. I read it earlier.
102
102 goals
goals
last year, and they only scored 1 against Stoke City.
So is this basically just bogey team?
This is just their
syndrome?
bogey team.
It's like Liverpool with Villa at the moment.
Yeah.
At home.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just Mark Hughes. Maybe he just has
No, well,
such a
he-
vendetta
he
against Man
wanted-
City
he
now. He
wanted
just
that-
sends them out for
He wanted
murder
that
and
so
stuff.
much, you could tell.
It's a very interesting result. I'm sure it's not. It doesn't like we can't read into it to say there's anything actually wrong at City, but huge win for Stoke, and it's only 3 games in, but it keeps the top of the table very open. Newcastle at home drew 3-3 to Crystal Palace. This was the game of the day, besides the obvious half-5 kickoff. So
The 3 o'clock kickoffs.
of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, I actually didn't see any of this. Guys, help me out.
Scored straight from kickoff, basically.
Yeah.
And then did it again in the second half.
Williamson's goal was hilarious. Like there was some young lad, Aaron's or something, clipped it to the back post, and like he thought as Williamson was at the far post, he literally started jumping up and down, celebrating. Realised the ball hit the post, fell to him, and he's like, "Whoa!" And he's like 6'5" gangly man who hasn't scored a goal for Newcastle, just fucking taps it in and falls over. Thinks he wins the game, and then your man so punching with the equaliser.
Oh, I couldn't
I think
tell.
last second, I don't know, but it was yeah, that
You're
was
right, that goal was hilarious.
It was. If you actually look at it, Williamson starts celebrating, and he actually thinks it's going in, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I better score this!" And he nearly made a mess of it. Like it was just
It's
1
almost
yard
my,
out.
it's almost my second favourite vine this summer since that girl sat in her mum's car. Please tell.
Agreed. Okay, QPR bounced back from their 4-0 defeat at White Hart Lane by winning their first game of the season. They were at home to Sunderland. It was a 1-0 win. I can't remember who scored. Help me, please.
Charlie Austin, wasn't it?
Charlie Austin.
Was it?
Solid, yeah. Bang on.
Yeah.
This guy knows his
They
game.
went back to 4-4-2, I think,
Oh, that would help. That 3 at the back.
and Richie Dunn was dropped.
What was it? Calker, Dunn, and...
Somebody was in for Dunn at one stage.
That's right.
It was
What happened there?
it Burnley or someone? No,
Burnley. Bang on, yeah.
Was
He's on
it?
fire.
Okay.
Yeah, but that...
Oh, no, it was
just went
Leicester,
very
no.
quiet.
No, it wasn't Leicester.
Actually, speaking of QPR, it seems like Harry's just trying to re-sign his old Spurs team.
Yeah.
Defoe was
again,
another one.
Sandro.
Diarra, Defoe, Sandro, Crankier.
Crankyar's back.
Cranker who just
He
seems
has to-
to
he has
wander
to-
in from a taxi outside.
he'll have to buy Crouch again or something, like, because he always buys. He's bought Crouch about 4 times in his career.
Maybe he just fancies his missus.
Maybe.
Hot
What
gossip.
did Crouch say? If he wasn't a footballer, I'd be a virgin.
Yes.
God bless him.
Classic.
Fantastic
Okay,
stuff.
we had Swansea keeping their run on top. I think overall, do we have a table here? Swansea are just doing great.
I don't know
They
if I printed it off the table.
3-0 against
No, I
West
didn't.
Brom. So what's the crack, guys? Has it just been an easy run of fixtures, or are Swansea looking like they...
They'll
Opened against United. I mean, who would have thought they'd get 3 out of that? But I'm delighted for Gary Monk. I mean, it's great to see a guy like him played in every league with them and get promoted. Now he's their manager. Started his managerial career.
They won't be. If they're offered 10 plays, they'll take it. To be fair.
Yeah, but it's still nice to enjoy the story while it lasts.
yeah.
Why are you being such a Grinch about this?
I think they can get 8,
not.
Dan.
I think they're going to win.
8.
Bold statement, Seamus. I've written that down. West Ham lost 3-1 at home to Southampton. Southampton are so interesting in my mind.
You
this
said
year.
they go down.
Southampton.
Yeah.
It's just that's because at that time they'd gotten so much money in and done nothing with it.
They hadn't anyone. Yeah.
Now they've upped the ante.
They look actually decent again. Koeman, I don't think they'll go down. I think they'll be fine again.
They'll be fine.
I
They
think
will
they'll
be
be-
fine. I don't think they'll be
They've got
top
Pele.
half,
They've
but-
got Pele up front as well.
Yeah, it's always good to have Pele up front.
Yeah, it's never really done anybody harm. to have Pele up front.
Incidentally, that's one of my favorite Twitter accounts is Pele out of context.
Pele is shy. Remember that by Gary Bedell and Frank Skinner.
I do.
Pele is shy.
Say Gary Bedell, David Baddiel.
David
Baddiel.
Gary Bedell.
Gary Bedell.
That's what I want to know.
There's
I
a really
don't know.
good, really good interview with him on the second captains last week. They had him in for about a 40-minute interview. Really interesting. Really good chat with him.
He's a Spurs fan, right?
Oh man, don't
Uh,
be putting me on the spot. like that.
possibly.
I think so. I know he's Jewish anyway, and there's a big link there. I could be being...
Oh, he is, because he was
Yeah.
talking at length about his kick. He joined up with the kick football out of racism in its infancy because he wanted to get the word yid taken out of the game.
That's it, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
because...
him and his brother, they just had enough. His brother went nuts at some guy who was basically, they were at a game and maybe are they Arsenal fans? Or Chelsea
Frank
fans.
Skinner's
They're
West
Chelsea
Brom.
fans.
Okay.
Frank Skinner's West Brom.
I knew
Okay.
there was the
I
Yid
think
thing,
because they were at a game and they'd heard in the stand that Spurs had lost a goal late in the game and they were going to lose, and then they started chanting words like yids,
Yeah.
whatever, and then it started, some guy behind them started fuck the yids, and then it became fuck the Jews, and he was like, his brother turned around and just had a go at him, and he said afterwards, his brother just sat down and he said, I think I'm about to cry. It was that confrontational for him, so they just decided to join up with the racism movement. And
Well, that's excellent. Considering he has like a profile, it's excellent that
Absolutely.
you make a
This
stand.
is late 90s when you're talking 3 lines on the shirt. They were huge in England. at the
Sorry,
time. Fantasy
sorry to
football.
interrupt, lads. I'm just going through the Twitter here, just looking at the transfers going through.
The Twitter.
Every second picture,
Twitter machine.
every second picture is of that purple dildo.
We're getting there for fuck's sake.
Literally.
Honestly, anyone who's listening to this, the first thing Dan said to me when he sat into the car when he was showing me where to come, he's literally, have you heard about the dildo? I have no idea what he's talking about. I was so concerned at that stage. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Do you yet know about the dildo?
I have no idea. I decided to leave myself. I want a genuine experience. Like, I want the listener
experience the dildo.
experience it with me.
Okay,
You
what
know?
I'm going to do
Careful
is
you're saying
when we're talking about it, I'm going to invite Seamus over to my quarters here, and I'm going to show it to him while we're talking about it. Okay, so the real game of the day, I was jumping the gun fierce.
3-6.
3-6 Everton Chelsea. This was just incredible. I think it was who opened the scoring? Was Chelsea?
It was Costa, wasn't it? And
Costa.
Ivanovic
Costa
was
Ivanovic,
offside, actually.
Yeah, so it was 2-1. Everton came back. Then it was
Naismith.
3-1.
Morales, Naismith,
Naismith.
and
Naismith's
Sammy
goal
Et-
to start.
Samuel
Eto'o
Eto'o.
with a
That's a
header.
transfer we never talked about. That's in the last week.
We had that last
Was it
week on
last
the
week?
show.
Mm.
It was unconfirmed at the time. But let me just say this.
His first touch against Mourinho.
That was an incredible story. Etu, when he came on, was phenomenal.
Well, he wanted to prove against Mourinho because he had a bit
Like
of a...
his link-up play though as well. He was like going back into the midfield and starting up things. Like he didn't look like a man closing in
He
on
did
his
look alright.
mid-30s.
I remember
Looked
I had nowhere to go in Leeds because we were wandering around waiting for our flight.
And because
So
he's
we-
Cameroonian, he could actually be 45. Nobody knows what age they are.
good. Amazing. He just speaking of the devil, he just turned 18, didn't he, the other day? That guy.
Who?
You know the guy he plays in the Italian league, and they thought he was a lot.
Oh,
older.
the Lazio black lad.
He just played.
Well, yeah, that's who he is.
Okay, Grant. Let's identify him as that. He
know
rather
his
than
name.
Seamus's
After just like basically saying fair play to David Baddiel for starting boosting the anti-racism. Oh, the Lazio black guy.
He was talking about his nationality.
They've only had like 5 or 6 black players in the whole history. They have though.
Okay, listen. Anyway, he's incredible. We'll get his name up here in a sec. Yeah, this game was phenomenal. Do Chelsea have anything to worry about in the back because they leak so many goals, or was it just a case of Everton pushing up, allowing the goals to go through? These guys always have great games anyway.
I think Everton just kind of started really poorly and then kind of started into it, but they got 2 quick goals with Matic and Ramirez. I think kind of killed it in the second half, and then Costa's second goal was a beauty of a finish. Like he really
off balance on his left.
Oh, well, he is left-footed.
It doesn't matter.
Are we going through this again?
Yeah.
Costa's left-footed.
Yeah. Every day, every week, we have an argument of who's left-footed and right-footed. I'm always right.
Yeah, one day I'm going to reveal that this was a gag. It never was, but one day I'll reveal this gag. Okay, before we get to so Chelsea, pretty much that's 3 out of 3 for Chelsea, looking as strong. Myself, Dan, and John tipped them as winning the league when we did our preview for the season a few weeks back. Seamus, who would your top 4 be? Like if I was to press you on it now.
I think you can't look past Chelsea. Chelsea
Okay.
just look insane. I think Fabregas and Costa. You're not going to get better.
Oh, damn.
You're not going to get better signings in this transfer window. I know United bought so much, but I mean,
Yeah.
Fabregas and Costa, they just finished that team off so well.
We're going to go through the signings of the season when the transfer window
Yeah,
is
we'll
shut. We've got 8 minutes left, and we still don't have any. I presume Cleverly's not happening. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. But we've yet to confirm Welbeck and Falcao, so we're going to keep you updated. But literally 8 minutes left in the transfer window as of this recording. Okay, Seamus, so in order, try to press you. Give me your top 4.
Okay, I think we're going Chelsea, Man City,
Yeah.
Everton,
Everton?
Liverpool.
Everton haven't won a game this year.
I think Everton will come through. I really like Everton. I like
do as well.
Martinez. I think
They look great, man.
I think
just
they
can't
look
believe
so
won a
good.
Game,
No,
They
I
look
couldn't
great.
not either. I mean, I thought they'd be on about 10 points at this stage, but they aren't, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they could give a real go at this year.
Out of the, I don't.
Sorry,
have
I know
to-
you're a devout Liverpool fan.
No, that's
That's
fine.
probably not what you wanted to hear.
No,
but
I actually like Everton a lot. Really, it just doesn't mean much to me.
so
But
did Stevie G until he was about 18.
there you
No,
go.
that was Carragher.
Carragher. There
Oh,
were some
sorry.
rumours of that tattoo and stuff. Speaking of a tattoo, Agger to Brondby. We never talked about this.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
Agger to
about him.
Brondby with
Back to Bromby, no?
yeah, back to Brondby. Absolutely.
Do you don't think like a good European team could have picked him up? Even a Premier League team.
Olympiacos? That would have been like, oh yeah, of course he's going to Olympiacos. You know what I mean?
No, I
Makes
think
sense.
Galatasaray would be a team for him.
Fenerbahce.
Napoli.
St. Pauli.
Well, see, the Rafa connection there, like any of those make sense. Like if Lucas went, if Skirtle
Yeah,
went.
Lucas wants
Remember
was
last-
out as well.
This time last season, Skirtle was hours away from being loaned to
Yeah.
Napoli until Brendan went, I'm not too
Actually,
sure.
I've got Colo Torre. I think I'll take Skirtle out of him.
That's huge. You know, a guy who'd get the initials tattooed on his hand like that. It's a big statement. It'd be a bigger statement if he had no tattoos. The fact is he's covered with them, but still, it
Absolutely.
says a lot. Okay,
Well, didn't Suarez call one of his daughters after Anfield? It was Fidelma. I think he called one of his kids because he was going to Liverpool. So then
Is that right?
Fidelma is an anagram of Anfield.
you're fucking kidding me.
I know.
Jeez, we should have to
Mind
play
blown
more
twice tonight now.
Jesus.
Twice tonight. I've had stunned silence from across
Suarez
the
was
table.
at Melwood today.
Was he?
Yeah,
Saying hi to everybody.
Saying bye to everybody. And
Is he
for
not
some-
already gone?
Well, like he just kind of like it was a formal goodbye because he obviously wasn't allowed back in training, so he never showed up after the World Cup.
Oh,
And
because he wasn't allowed on training grounds or something.
That's it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he gave Stevie, him and Stevie posed with a Barcelona jersey number 9, Suarez on the back. Why I don't know.
Yeah, that
And then he
was
took a
very
picture.
odd,
He
wasn't
took a
it?
picture of Flanagan and stuff, but everyone said they were delighted to see him.
He
Okay,
was
let's.
clearing out his locker, was it? Or something?
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Sunday's results now. So before we talk about the Liverpool Spurs game, just another quick note on the preview to this on Sky Sports. This wraps into
This podcast or
Sorry,
the preview to this podcast on Sky Sports.
that's right. The preview to the
Seeing as Stevie G is already on board.
well, he has endorsed it once, right? The preview to the Spurs Liverpool game. This ties into Suarez. Had a sit-down interview. This was fucking gold. Like Dan, you would have loved this. It was Jamie Carragher.
I saw it.
You saw the sit-down with Stevie.
Yeah,
Incredible stuff.
it was very good.
So Stevie basically admitted that
They were just having a chat.
It was such a double whammy seeing Suarez bite Chiellini because
Because he knew it was. But did you think that Gerrard made Suarez out to be a little rat?
no.
Do you think he got
He
that?
just
It's
said-
like
he said-
he was going to look for a way out. That's almost the impression I
think-
got was like that he
don't
did
know
it on
about this.
purpose to get a way out of Liverpool.
I'm not too sure about that, but I think he just knew that like Liverpool were going to be very willing to let him go if he wanted to go. He thought he'd keep him another year. He said it was a double whammy. He said he was actually on the floor when he saw it happen because he knew first off England were out of the World Cup, and secondly that Suarez was going to be going. So okay, Sunday's fixtures. Liverpool versus Tottenham at White Hart Lane, where they had a 5-0 rout last season. It was a 3-0 rout this time around. Mario Balotelli got his debut. We had Skirtle and Lovren teaming up for the first time.
It was.
Sorry, we had Lovren and Saka.
I thought that looked pretty good.
I thought it looked pretty good. I think Lovren really didn't come into the game till the second half, but
I thought he played well.
This is a story basically of a very tight game. Liverpool opened up 8 minutes, a great move by Henderson and Sturridge leading up to a Sterling goal, and the second half, it was very competitive. Spurs had them on the ropes for a lot at the end of the first half. The second half started with basically Joe Allen getting a penalty. It was a pretty light penalty.
It was definitely a penalty, but
it was.
I mean,
wasn't a penalty.
You can't push someone in the box.
You can't put your hand out and grab somebody's chest like that.
He was his shirt. He didn't touch his chest.
He did.
No, that wasn't a penalty.
It's a penalty. It's just that he made an absolute hash of it.
It was a penalty, but like, do you know what I mean? It wasn't a tackle. It wasn't a foul, but it was a penalty, if that makes sense to you. Like
It wasn't neither.
Well, anyway, that was when the game turned around, really. And then
I thought you had him won anyway.
Yeah, and then Alberto Moreno scored a goal
You got
that,
it right.
if I could quote Ric Flair, brought a tear to my eye.
He went to Baltimore with that, didn't he?
I almost got him on the back of the jersey today. It was he picked
That's a
the
pretty
ball.
big jersey you must have. How many people are you gonna put on this?
He picked the ball up before the halfway line, tackled Andros Townsend, who had just come on, and literally just ran the length of the pitch and finished it with just a crisp shot.
Good finish, yeah.
It was just what a first goal to have. So Liverpool with their first win of the season, that looks similar to the Liverpool of last year. Any notes?
I thought Sterling was excellent.
Oh, he is,
and I think
he is going to be the guy.
I like him, but I think Coutinho's right spot is on the bench.
Coutinho's right spot's on the bench. Well, then what about Lallana?
I think Lallana would offer more in terms of assists and goals than Coutinho.
I don't know. Coutinho is pretty incredible when he's on his game.
No, he is good.
I'd say Lallana is perhaps more consistent.
I think Lallana would definitely. He's 2 feet. He play anywhere, and like, I think his leadership as well. I'd have him actually ahead of Coutinho. However, I'd try and keep Balotelli, who played pretty well.
He should have scored a hat-trick.
Do you remember Rogers laughing at him?
Rogers laughing, yeah. Basically, Lloris got caught out, ran out from the box to stop a Sturridge attack, booted the ball straight into the feet of Mario Balotelli, who was about 20 yards out, and Mario Balotelli missed the target by about as much as you could. We'll be getting to that. I have something planned, Dan. Okay, so we literally have 2 minutes left here, the transfer window. I'm just going to have a quick look at what I have here. You guys talk about Aston Villa and Hull, which took place at the same time. It was 2-1 Villa.
Yeah, it was 2-1 Villa.
Yeah, who scored? I don't know.
Villa twice.
Hull scored 1.
I'm sorry, I was in work all day Sunday. I did not see any of Sunday's games.
Negredo is going to Valencia, it looks like, again. So, but City aren't replacing him, which would be odd. So it only left them, Aguero, who gets injured a lot, Jovetic, and Dzeko.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Dzeko's going to be their big player this year. I really do. I rate Dzeko so much.
It's really weird, this one.
He's honestly, if I could sign one striker from the English Premier League, it'd probably be Dzeko, to be fair.
Okay, Arsenal have applied for an extension right now to complete the Welbeck deal.
They're applying to extend this. For fuck's sake, Wenger.
Okay, this is amazing.
There's Wenger in Rome, actually.
Yeah, supposedly. Wenger, it's also come out that Arsenal tried to sign a centre-back today, and it fell through. The details have not come out yet.
I can't believe they haven't gone for a centre mid.
Petr Cech has just tweeted saying blue is the colour it always will be, because for some reason people thought he was going. There you go.
Or maybe he's gone to Everton and it's super cryptic.
That would be fucking brilliant. Okay, and then the late kickoff was Arsenal with Sanyo up front, drawing to Leicester away. This was they actually played Sanchez as well. Sanchez, Ozil, Cazorla, Flamini, and Ramsey were the outfield 6 minus defence.
Leicester are very good.
Yeah, Leicester's dogged like the Everton match, Like
they could have beaten Chelsea.
Leicester. Do you remember when Wigan first came up and finished
I think they finished 8th.
Yeah, this is similar.
I said that they'd be the old surprise package.
Did you?
I did.
They're so pacey and energetic.
Oh, your man Joao is really good in front. You got him off Brighton for like 8 million.
Apparently they're in for that young United player, Nick Powell.
Yeah.
Was he centre midfield?
He was bought as a striker from Crewe, but Ferguson put him back as midfielder.
Yeah, he scored 3 goals in Europe last year
Yeah,
for
no,
Wigan.
he's apparently pretty good.
He'd be a good one.
Who else
had
is
12
there?
goals in 41 games last year. That's
They've some
okay
good,
for
they've,
centre
some,
mid.
they've some good players though. They've got
Oh, I thought that would get way more of a clank.
Wait,
There we go.
do the glass bit maybe.
what?
Oh,
No.
it's not.
Is it 11 o'clock?
Wait,
is
hold
it?
on.
Transfer window is closed. There we go. It's much better.
Hey.
Transfer window is closed, ladies and gentlemen.
Unless you're Danny Welbeck in Arsenal.
Unless you do it. This is brilliant. This is really going to
Wait,
keep.
why is Jim White not on the television going Spar?
going back? It's because transfer window. He's gone to bed with his 2 wives. All right, we can have a beer now, lads. As the
yeah.
transfer window's
Fantastic, isn't it?
For those of you who didn't hear that, that is the sounds of the working class from Leeds. Take this back from me.
It doesn't stop, by the way.
You brought this to a podcast. It's just my. That's my question. Take that fucking. It's going to blow people's ears off.
Why is this still going?
Open yours quick before it starts it again.
It'll just restart it surely.
What did you do to this? You should just go for like
It was
10
the excitement of transfer deadline day. Got to
Oh, there
the
we
bottle
go. I
opener.
have to open my bottle now. So
The
I'll go off
novelty,
again.
the novelty football-shaped bottle opener that sings Leeds United songs.
That's pretty much what we're dealing with here.
Oh, does it
And
open?
Dan Carroll cannot open a bottle. Who knew? Seasoned pro at drinking as he is,
Dan,
he can't
open-
open a bottle.
Would you open that bottle?
Hold open. Oh, there we go. Here,
And
look.
throw that out
Are
the
you
window.
having that?
No, I'm not having that. 'Cause
Oh, for God's sake.
Seamus Stacey does not drink during the season. I'm sorry.
Oh, Seamus.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
listen, I
I'll
respect.
pretend for.
I respect the hell out of that. I just want to see the
Thank you
bottle
so
opener
much,
going
yeah.
again. Okay, let's clink to the transfer window.
Been
being
a hell of a day,
closed.
boys.
Hell of a
Super
day.
Super day.
Yeah, excellent stuff.
We'll
Okay,
just
I'm
go
with.
through the old Twitter here now. We'll see if there's any late deals.
Sorry, I turned your mic down because of the outrageousness of that podcast.
I knew that would go down well.
Did I say podcast? I meant bottle
So,
opener.
Matt Smith has got left Leeds.
There's beer everywhere somehow.
There is, isn't there?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so still nothing on Falcao. This is interesting. This has been going on all day. You think that this would have gone through?
Matt Smith joined Fulham for 500
worried
grand,
about
which you
his
just talk
knees.
about.
Are you happy about that, yeah?
No, I'm
500
not.
grand?
No, he's a good player, but
Think he's worth more than
they
half a
just
million?
he signed a 3-year contract last Monday, which is really weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, we should probably talk.
Yeah.
Well, Luciano Becchio has gone to Rotherham. What? Why didn't we go for him?
Because you
Fuck's
sold
sake.
them already.
Yeah, but we usually get these back.
Dan,
Yeah, he's gone to fucking Rotherham.
Seamus, take us through the League of Ireland results there.
I've got something to talk to you about this week. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply pressure to all my sources here and see what I can find out about this Danny Welbeck. Somebody's just made a joke here on the Football 365 transfer blog that is Welbeck in fact the most false number 9 of them all, which I think is pretty good. Okay,
He
guys.
can't even hit the transfer deadline day target. Like.
Oh yeah! All right, guys. League of Ireland stuff there.
All right, so we'll go from alphabetical order since that's the way it's written down in front of me. Bray Wanderers 2,
missed
UCD
the first
nil.
one.
I didn't miss it. Why is it not on the one page? This is a
Because-
joke.
I can't believe it.
Because I'm stupid. Athlone City,
That's long
2-2
City.
at Cork. We can talk about Brian Lenihan.
Yeah,
Top right back in the league, going for 250 grand.
That's not
That's a
bad money.
hell of a lot of
That's
money.
euro
for
now. Just that's not it's not sterling.
That's still a hell of a lot of money though.
It's a lot of
That
money
must
for
that
Cork.
must be the highest transfer rate ever, is it?
I think Fahy might have been around that price when he left Pats the
Pats.
first time, but I mean, yeah, we're
Yeah.
still talking. It's right up there. It's right
Especially
up.
for
Doyle
what-
only went for about 80.
Especially
You got to
for
remember
what
that. Like,
Coleman went for 80 or something. Doyle went for like 50,000.
yeah,
All
and-
these sorts like
but Bruce is saying he's just one for the future. He's not even worried about him this year. He's thinking next year, the year after.
but like
he-
he's could be the new Seamus Coleman.
yeah, if Seamus Coleman played in the left
Like
side.
how much Coleman for 80 grand?
That's
Like,
it.
he's only- is he
you got to
21?
look at that.
21.
Seamus Coleman has to be the bargain of the Premier League. I mean, ever.
He's up there with like the Solskjaer and
How
All
was
those
Solskjaer when he was
1 million. Colo Torre 120 grand for Arsenal, sold him for 25 million.
Not bad. No, but you got to look at that loan. The change in them since Key Long's come in
Oh,
has
it's
been
amazing.
outstanding.
You know-
Since they played Cork the last time, they've outscored Cork.
Really?
They've outscored Cork, and that like Cork took 20 points, they only took 10, but they've outscored Cork since they played them last. That's amazing.
It's incredible.
And they've got the same defensive record as Pats.
And like
This is Athlone City.
Town City,
They're superstars.
they're the biggest little city in the world. So UCD are really in trouble now.
I was actually talking to one of the lads in the gym today.
Really?
I won't name names, but yeah, I was talking to, and he just shook his head at me. I was asking what happened, and he just shook his head at me and said, "Man, we're gonna get relegated." And that's hard to hear from a guy. He's honestly, I think he's probably one of the best players in the league in his position, and he just shook his head and he said, "We're gonna get relegated."
Yeah,
and Bray are now ahead of them. They're in a relegation battle, and to be honest,
look good, like, because they're UCD or Athlone are literally catching them every week.
only
They
4 points
were
now.
they're about 15 points behind them at one stage.
Yeah, it's only 4 now. They're in serious trouble.
They're very.
I'd say there's going to be a very good goalkeeper on the market next year, though. I mean, Conor O'Donnell's not going to play First Division.
Oh yeah, he's
He's a super keeper. He might, if he, I don't know, he's still in college, but he might end up going across, across the
And
line.
then Derry 0, Pats 1.
Derry got robbed by all accounts.
Yeah,
Absolutely robbed.
Aaron Green, kind of.
What a
That's
dick.
his first goal for Pats, isn't it?
Is it actually this season?
Well, he only moved there recently, didn't
Did he not go? He went halfway through the year last year.
Did he
didn't
not go?
He left us halfway through the year.
he?
Oh no, he went to Sligo last
Went to
year.
Sligo?
Yeah. So
That was 2 years ago, though.
no, he played with us under Kenny the first year,
Hmm.
and then he went to Sligo, and then he went to Pass.
So that'll be interesting. Now. It's getting
yeah, Pat snatch and grab.
Dundalk
Would have been great
3,
for us.
and I didn't write Bowes too.
Bowes
I
too.
forgot to write Bowes in
Those
there.
two. Yeah, it's
So,
a good
yeah,
win for Dundalk. They look
Macmillan.
rocky.
Yeah, no, Macmillan with 2, and Carroll Moore and Deanie Corcoran, the goals for Bowes, and they were 2-1 down with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, great. Well, it's a great result for
They're
them.
doing it
It's
every
rough. It's rough for Cork. Cork dropping points that alone. Them
Well, they're 6 points behind.
gaining 3 really.
They're 6
against
points
Palace.
behind, and Dundalk have Cork at home.
Oh, I think Cork are gone at this stage.
Ah,
It's hard to see anyone
Dundalk are-
catching Dundalk. Much as I hate to admit it.
Do you think
But,
Cork can hang on to second?
It doesn't look like it. We're catching. I mean, we're only 6, 7, 8 points behind them with the game in hand.
I think
there's a lot still to play for in terms of
I think
automatic
Rovers.
qualification for
I think
Europe.
Rovers will beat Pats for third.
Oh, for sure. Well, we're
And
a
I
point
think-
behind them with a
I
game
think
in
it'll
hand.
be Dundalk, Cork, Rovers, Pats,
We had to beat Pats.
and then Derry and Sligo will
3
slug it
times.
out for 5th, and I think UCD and Athlone will be the bottom 2.
Negredo
it's
to
gonna be
Valencia
huge.
is done.
Is
Sorry
it
to
done?
interrupt.
Done?
Yep,
Good.
done.
And Drogheda, David Richardson still working wonders there. So that's
Limerick. What happened to Limerick?
like they were flying as well.
They lost 4-0 to Derry last week as well,
Mm.
and then 3-0 at home. These are two. They've lost 7-0 at home.
Joey and Doe decided not to try.
He just didn't
did
turn. He wasn't even there. He wasn't
Oh,
even in the matchday squad.
So he didn't try.
Incredible.
Didn't
He
even
probably
show
just decided, I don't want to play.
Literally
tonight."
didn't show.
It's a bit cold at Homewood Park. I don't want to play here. There's not
Exactly.
nearly enough heat.
Yeah. And the game we were at was Rovers versus Sligo.
Super Rovers played them off the park for about 70 minutes and then held on. But I
Yeah.
think well worth the win.
Madden Shepherd was.
Shepherd
Back to his
I don't
best.
know
Back
what
to
they
his
were
best.
watching on. If he'd scored a goal,
I don't know how Simon Madden got man of the match, but
Madden played well to be fair.
good,
but
good man Carroll there.
He must
I
have ran
tweeted
about
him. I
20K.
tweeted him by the way. He got back to me.
Did he reply to you?
He did. Yeah.
What did he say?
I can't remember. He said
This-
something like I love you or something.
Ah, of course he did.
Yeah.
You guys, this is right up there in terms of Derek Foreman's selfie with you last year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
which didn't come out.
Which didn't come out,
No.
just a black picture.
It was a black blur, and he said, "I hope I got my good side."
Who probably also plays for
The old Pats,
no, who are we talking?
Huh?
The black players playing earlier.
the Lazio lad.
Yeah, Black Blur probably plays for them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it could be him. I thought Rovers did well. Pavan has definitely installed a winning mentality there,
Oh, for
which is
sure.
great.
So much more structure on that team now.
So, speaking of Irish football,
Actually,
there's
can I just
a few. Yeah, go
before
on.
we leave those, can I just point out Barry Murphy kept his 100th clean sheet for Rovers.
It's like 100 clean sheets in like 250 games. Or something.
219 games and 100 clean sheets.
That's incredible.
That's
right?
amazing.
Fair play, Barry.
You saw him. You thought he was alright.
He's a very good keeper.
Yeah, he's a good keeper.
Yeah.
Very good keeper.
Um,
If he wasn't short, he would have made it.
That's right. He's so fucking short for a
He's
keeper.
about 5'8". He makes Given look tall.
He is good though, isn't he?
He's a super shot stopper. That's undeniable, I think.
Okay, so I've got some. Are you guys done with the League of Ireland there? Not
Yeah,
that I
well,
wasn't
we're still
listening.
going to talk about. There's a lot of Ireland are playing Georgia actually this week as well.
Shay Given's back in the.
I was
Oh,
just gonna
what
say
are we
that
thinking about this?
Shay Given back, and Mark Noble has. I don't think he wants to play for us, but he's kind of like.
Well, he does because he was the one who sent out the feelers. He was the one who basically said,
well,
"I'm Irish."
Does he
now."
want to play?
Palace have just signed Kevin Doyle on a season-long team.
Oh, that's right. I
Really?
forgot that. That
Yeah.
was
That's a good old
that was
Just
really
coming
good.
through there. There's a couple still coming through after.
Yeah,
after
we'll-
the
we'll-
11
we'll
o'clock.
stick with you.
Just because Big Ben went doesn't mean that Sky Sports don't keep bringing us breaking news.
Hull have been granted an extension to complete Ben Afra. I thought that that was already done, but there you go. So the extensions are being given out. Hopefully Arsenal don't get theirs because that'd be really, really funny. No word on Falcao yet. I'm just going to presume that Cleverly asked for the same amount of money he did for Villa and Everton said no.
I hear he's looking like upwards of like 60 grand.
What
Yeah.
an idiot. What? He should literally be happy with making a grand a week.
Have you
He's
seen
that
his
bad.
wife or his girlfriend? Another tasty.
Another Abby Clancy kind of standard, is it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So not that we'd be creeping on the ITK soccer show.
No.
Never.
No.
No.
Classy man.
Absolutely.
Okay, so preview this. We're coming into the international break. It's a perfect time for John to come back and regale us with stories of his holiday on account of. We won't have much news to talk about, but Dan, you wanna preview the Georgia versus Ireland game?
Yeah, we're going to be kind of found out for the average team we are, and everyone's going to be like, oh, Martin Neill, he's great. It's like, no, not.
It's the first competitive game. It's hard to think they've been
Yeah,
around
and
so long. and
He's
it's crazy.
lost like all his friendlies as well. Or we're ranked 70th in the world. I'm not
The worst ever. There's a
Arsenal
lowest.
have been given till 1 o'clock to get the Welbeck deal done.
Why would you bother?
How could you get
Why
these
would you bother?
extensions? Like, I don't understand it.
I don't know either. It
Maybe
just kinda
they've got
makes
a certain
something
part of it,
out.
and they just have to get the paperwork over,
Yeah, it's
like
supposed-
faxes and stuff like that, and signing things and stuff instead of like.
Okay, so they got the deal sheet in before 11.
That's it. Like I think you have to get part of it in, but deals. Like I remember,
It might be like
Who went
the
to-
official thing gets in, or the application to sign gets in, but
Then once all the registration forms come through before midnight, is it? Or the next morning?
maybe it's personal terms that maybe they get a chance
yeah.
to finish. Yeah,
You might sign it in. Okay, we'll sort something out afterwards, but just sign
But
here
it was
so we can
really-
get all the deals through.
did you hear
Yeah.
what Arsenal said though? It got broken that Arsenal wanted him, and then Arsenal actually came out with a statement that we've no interest in Welbeck.
We have no interest in Danny Welbeck.
but that's I guess
We
that's,
show good mental strength.
We have Sonogo. We are fine.
that's probably the best way to play it anyway.
But why would they come out and actually have a statement saying we don't want him, and then an hour later they buy him?
Actually, I was watching. Did you see Sky
don't
Sports
know.
News when they announced on Sky Sports that we were like, apparently we're just hearing that the Danny Welbeck thing, it's off, and
Yeah.
all the fans outside the Emirates went nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
bananas.
They're
They were
all
holding
happy.
up a potato for some reason.
They were throwing a potato around.
I've no idea.
Then
Were they
some-
saying
some-
he's as good as a spud or something? I've no idea.
Some guy then started singing "You'll Never Walk Alone."
Yeah,
That's what
it's like there's a big cheer went up after there, like the whole
Yeah, and
thing,
like your man,
and they'd kind of settled back down, and then there's a huge cheer, and everyone turned around looking that way, except the camera. Obviously, the cameraman has obviously been very professional, and then this guy just walks in, starting singing "You'll Never Walk Alone." It was crazy.
And then like all the people started rushing towards the camera, and everyone's like,
It's
"Yeah, we
getting
got
huge out here."
we got to heat it. We better go back to the studio." And you
Especially
see
on
his
Sky
face, he's
News
just like
and-
this terrified. all
Imagine
these
seeing him back
Neanderthals
then.
behind
Like,
him.
God bless the Sky Sports News on-site journalists, and we're going to talk.
hell of a job tonight. Don't they?
We're going to talk about
Long
that a little
hours.
bit later.
Like, they were there like at 8 o'clock this morning, standing there for no reason in the cold.
The story of the day when it comes to that is coming up later. Dan, what were you saying before we start talking about Welbeck there?
Ireland are shit, and we're gonna get found out against Georgia. That's what happened.
Cutting edge analysis is always here.
Well,
from
Robbie
the great
Keane-
orator Dan O'Carroll.
Robbie Keane, I think, said he is fit, but no one else has scored a goal, so I would play him if he's fit.
I don't
That's
know.
the
We've
whole
a 12 million pound striker sitting on the bench now, don't we?
thing. Play two of them.
That's right. He scored a hell of a chip against.
you see that?
Yeah,
Incredible goal.
against their Derby. I was at that Derby game a few years ago. Chivas and LA Galaxy. I paid $25 to get in.
Is that when Beckham scored that whirly free kick?
I saw Dave Beckham. I was like, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Was he good?
Was he beautiful?
Oh Jesus, yeah. This is an incredibly attractive man. Like from 40 yards away, you're like, go on, David. But no, in all honesty, he was good.
Was he captain or is that Landon Donovan?
Donovan was
Donovan
captain
was
that
always
day.
captain. Oh no, Beckham became captain, didn't he?
He did when
And then
Donovan
then he
went.
gave it to Robbie.
There you go. But yeah, no, Donovan and Beckham both started that day, and it was it was a good time. Okay, so championship recap and Dan's story of going to Leeds in the morning and coming home that night. I hear that was a bit of a hard one to deal with.
It was tough. Up at 4 o'clock, home at like 1:15 the next day.
Yeah, why'd you do it?
It was up for like 22 and a half hours. I was like, ugh.
Could you not have just stayed in Leeds?
It was like €40 for a return flight. Everyone did it. Look at everyone.
Excuse me, go ahead.
Literally everybody.
Everyone did it. Like there was about 1 million of us. Like,
All 12 fans in the stadium.
there was 22,000 people there. It wasn't bad, like. But
Not bad.
yeah, no, like it was. We got there knowing Dave Hockaday was sacked, and everyone's kind of like happy and all that. So
So how do you finally feel? We talked about it every week. It could happen, it mightn't happen. It did happen, and then it didn't happen. Hockaday's gone.
we lost in the Carling Cup to Bradford. It was unfair though because Murphy got himself sent off. Stupid red card, like stupid.
What legacy will he leave at Ellen Road?
Best managerial name ever.
I think so.
That's one he could leave. He could leave that. Literally, if you just reach for the stars, you'll probably just get it. If Cellino gives you a job, to be honest, that's what the
Yeah.
legacy he'll leave.
Well, I just want
Like
to
we're linked to Oscar Garcia, Simon Grayson, and Steve Clark are the three.
Simon Grayson distanced himself earlier.
Yeah, no, he's just saying that he'd love to go back there. I know he would.
He did an okay job there, didn't
He
he?
should never have been
He looked a
sacked.
bit like Michael
They
O'Neill.
replaced him with fucking that cunt. Sorry, you can bleep that out.
Oh, come on. This is a family show.
Colin Wanker.
That's much better.
Beer everywhere. Listen to me, Dan. We obviously this is the transfer deadline day special with special guest Seamus, right? So there was not much more I could do in terms of the title of the show, and I knew it'd be pretty busy, but it's been officially announced via the ITK Soccer Show Twitter that next week's show will be the David Hockaday Memorial Podcast.
Really?
That's amazing.
We
very
do.
good.
We have some surprises already lined up for it.
Can the opening sequence be Dan singing the Hockaday song?
We are going to have several musical performances next week. That's
This is
all I'm going to say.
outstanding.
It's gonna be a
Did
very
you get the
musical show.
guitar out?
I might.
Bit of practice for your gig in the 11th.
Thank you for mentioning
plug.
that. We'll
Nice
just do
plug.
a little plug there. That opening intro music that you guys hear every week, you can see that live and in living colour. Although living colour won't be playing.
Is that a CM Punk's band?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But we will be playing the Grand Social. We're on stage at 9:30 on Thursday, the 11th. Grand Social, formerly known as Pravda, there on Liffey Street. Thanks for that, Dan. Okay, so
Leeds beat Bolton 1-0. Stephen Warnock, get in. Good performance.
who's
and
going to
Lou-
take a manager?
Neil Redfern at the moment. Lewis Cook, who's 17, ran the show in midfield. It was a joy to watch. And Alex Mowat, who's 19. So that's all I'm going to say. We got a 1-0 win. And Beckford, I was right in front of Beckford warming up, came over to everyone and he gave the old Leeds salute. It was great. He did the old... He came up to...
This is the guy who jipped us over for a chance at sitting on the bench and everything.
No, he didn't really. He got us promoted and beat the scum. So he's fine.
Danny Welbeck in a professional photograph in Arsenal jersey has just been released.
Does he look weird?
So he wears red most of the time.
He looks weird most of the time, to be fair.
I think.
Did you see his picture in the Panini World Cup stickers?
Well, Dan, I didn't collect them as avidly as you, so why don't you inform
It
the
was
listeners?
just like little child. He did this little head.
To be fair to him, he's only about 22.
You should
Does
already.
he have a little head? I don't know.
You should actually Google it. It's just the way it comes out. It's one of the funniest things. I would recommend just to Google it.
Okay, well, listen. We're gonna. It looks like it's pretty much a done deal. They've
That's
gotten
great
that far
business by
with it.
United.
It's incredible. They brought Falcao in for 6 million on
Sol
loan.
Welbeck for 16.
So Welbeck, that's mine. All right, Dan. Anything else from the championship that's worth talking about?
Giuseppe Sanino got resigned as manager of Watford, even though they're second in the league and they won 4-2. Apparently there was player unrest, so he's gone. Big win for Forest, beat Wednesday 1-0. Henri Lansby with the goal, and that's really it. There's a few other results, but Leeds is the main thing in the championship in this show. So
What's Montenegro like?
I haven't a bloody clue. He could be a country, it could be a player, I don't know.
Well, it's half of a country anyway, isn't it?
That's full country.
Bosnia. Oh no, that's Herzegovina.
Yeah. I don't know.
I actually have
I
a
forgot-
football-related message from John here.
Go on.
Liverpool showed an excellent performance to prove they are in the top 3 teams in the league and will challenge. Yeah. By the way, if you look at the table now and you look at the people who are going to finish, like in the top tier, it literally in order goes Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. So I'm looking odds on to get my top 4 right.
But I got my spin.
I'm
My
gonna get your
switch.
spin. Anyway, nobody cares about the Irish League, but in a nice way. I can't believe I read that.
Well,
Sorry.
nobody does care about the Northern Irish League. The League of Ireland is a whole other game.
That's the whole thing. Get
Thank
the
you,
Irish
Seamus.
League. This
No
is the league
problem.
around.
Definitely not the Aircom League either. We were discussing this.
Yeah, it's like the Aircom
People
League.
keep calling it the Aircom League, and that hasn't been called that in about 10 years. But it's
I wish.
quite
Can
new.
you do a good John impression?
John.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll try this. And finally. No, I don't know. Sorry. How can you have? No, I can't redo it. Okay, so he says, "How can you have a podcast about me? I made the In the Know Soccer Show." Well, okay,
He made the label, didn't he?
He made a lot. He made a lot of
He
gaps
did.
on air.
He did. He didn't make the Facebook page, which he was supposed to do,
That's brilliant. One long
and he
joke.
didn't live tweet because he couldn't remember the password, even though I gave it to him twice.
He was supposed to fucking like.
I gave it to him twice.
This guy.
And
All
then he
right,
went to Universal Studios instead.
let's wrap it up. Here we go. We've got.
By the way, I forgot to Barcelona won 1-0 against Villarreal, and Madrid were
lost.
2-0 up. They were 2-0 up in 10 minutes, and they lost 4-2.
4-2.
Do you know why? They sold Di Maria. They need him.
I don't know why
They
you
played
sold
like
him.
all the guys as well.
Honestly, unbelievable.
They played all the lads. No, well, they
Ronaldo
played-
was injured.
So Isco came in for him.
Yeah, but they still had Benzema, Bale, and James.
Ham. Dan. Ham. As he's known affectionately on this show.
Ham.
All right, so spoofer hero team goal. of the week, and we might as well do signing of the season as well. Right, let's start off with spoofer of the week. Dan, who do you have for us?
I don't really have anyone. You'd think Seamus might have one.
For me, it's Falcao. It's got to be Falcao. After that Hala Madrid tweet yesterday morning.
Yeah.
I mean, and then delete the tweet straight away, and my account got hacked. Crap.
Amazing.
Yeah, just get out of it. Get out of it.
I think that's a fair one. A hero of the week, I'm going to go for Killian Sheridan.
I agree with you, but I disagree with you.
He's the only Irish player in the Champions League this year for Apoel Nicosia. So I think that's a fairly incredible stat.
And he still can't get near an Irish call-up. It's amazing.
Well, he's fucking terrible.
It doesn't matter. He's playing Champions League football.
Well, I suppose if Connor Salmon is ahead of him in the
Connor Salmon is honestly the worst Irish player to ever make a living.
I think we mentioned him every week. Remember, he was terrible with Derry and UCD.
Absolutely.
He wasn't even a good player there.
Nobody I know that's involved in the UCD soccer club can believe that guy's made it. As a
Who was his
championship
agent?
player.
Who was his agent?
Probably, I don't know. They're all related.
He got a move to
Man.
Ipswich as well. Like Mick McCarthy has taken
It's
him
crazy. They all want him as a super sub because he's huge and he gets in the way.
on. I remember, like the only dealings he's had at Ellen Road, he came on and missed a penalty. Like, it was like
Can I give a
hit the
shout
post.
to Hero of the Week to Cosmin Modi, the centre back from Ludogorets in the Champions League qualifiers.
Oh, that's the hero. That's the hero.
Absolutely got to be the hero.
I couldn't remember. I had one written down there somewhere the other day.
So for anyone who doesn't know,
That's the
this
guy.
is basically the story. So Ludogorets, it's their second time trying to get into the Champions League. They got beat last year. I have it here, but I can't remember. I have it written down, but I honestly can't see it now. But they got beaten anyway
Some
in
team.
the last qualifier to go into so they went into Europa League last year. But anyway, they only got founded 13 years ago. 13
Wow.
years ago, playing Champions League football. So their stadium's only 8,000. It's a tiny stadium. Crappy Bulgarian league. So anyway, they're going out. It's 0-0 in the game. They're 1-0 down on aggregate. And on the 89th minute, a cracking volley. If you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. It's a beautiful,
amazing,
beautiful strike.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's just so nonchalant. Like little dink in the right foot into the top right corner. So they go into extra time. Then the keeper makes a howler, rushes out, gets straight red, goes off. So centre back gets the jersey and goes in goals. And eventually goes to penalties. He takes the first penalty, bangs it into the top, and then saves the next penalty. It was amazing to watch. And then saved the 7th of the penalties.
Yeah.
And they go through. Isn't
And they beat a Bucharest
story.
here. Biggest team in
club.
Romania. Like,
Big club. But let's looking at
did they win the European Cup before?
as Red Star Belgrade. Is that right? Or no? Partizan,
no,
wasn't it?
Partizan.
No, maybe not. But I mean, it's a big club. Big
Oh,
European
yeah,
tradition.
yeah.
I was just looking at they topped their group in the Europa League last year. Ludogorets.
Amazing. What a performance.
They beat Partizan on the way. Yes.
Anyone can beat Partizan.
But Valencia knocked them out in the group of 16, 4-0.
Yes,
So this is a team on the up. Maybe one to keep an
Tanya.
eye on. I think they should be the official ITK Soccer Show European interest,
Yeah, we could
alongside
maybe do
Athlone City.
I'd be well up for that. Outside of Ireland. Now, Seamus, I want you to come around to the computer for a sec. My nomination for of the week is the gentleman who decided to do this. We were talking about the Sky Sports News correspondents, especially on deadline day when the fans are leery, they're excited. Well, on Sky Sports News today, as somebody decided to come up with a dildo and put in one of the reporters'
That's
e-
ears.
also could be a hero of the
It's-
week.
I don't know.
Oh, some other guy dressed up as in yellow as well at Loftus Road, and he started joining around. Yes.
It was amazing.
It was quite incredible.
Jim White asked, was that Jim White goes, was that I can't remember who they're trying to sign. One of them, whichever one fell through. Barini. He's like, is that from Barini hiding there just in case he needs to sign? It was amazing from Jim White.
Incredible. Goal of the week, Dan? You have Marino.
I've got Moreno's goal. I thought it was great. Good finish.
I'm not going to argue with that. Seamus, any...
I think it's that goal from Ludogorets. I've no idea who scored. I can't remember who
your
scored
man,
from Ludogorets in the Champions League qualifiers. Just because of the magnitude of that goal and what it means to that club. I think so.
Yeah, that was fair.
It's a good goal.
Okay, in terms of what it means for the team... I want two out of this, right? I want what it means for the team, and then I want shrewd business. Your two signings of the window. Off the top of your head. I think in terms of shrewd business, I'm going to go with Tony Kroos. I think his value compared to everybody else, especially big names that transferred, and I'm including Mario Balotelli in this as a Liverpool fan. I think Tony Kroos to Madrid was a fantastic piece of business, considering how inflated and exaggerated the transfer market has gotten. Actual signing of the season, I'll think about that for a sec. Dan, do you have one on either of those?
I don't know. There was no one really stood out for me, you know. I think in terms of quality, someone like Kroos or Di Maria, obviously. I'd actually say one of the Hull's lads, or Remy to Chelsea.
Right, Chelsea is good.
Like 8.5 million, you know, was a second striker. He knows he's going to be second striker, and you know he can. Like he'd score if he was in that Chelsea team normally, or an Arsenal team, or Liverpool. He'd be plus 15 goals in Premier League for 8 million. Now, not unless he actually does have a heart attack or something, or whatever's wrong with him. But I think he'd be very good for Shrew business.
Seamus, transfer of the window.
I think for value, you got to be Balotelli. I mean,
Really?
absolutely. I think he's going to be a super signer for Liverpool. He could be huge.
He
for
tracked
you
back
guys
and
to see.
everything. Did you see him?
Did you see him? Did you see the interview after the game when Rodgers was on? The lad even headed from a corner. It was like it was
first thing that Rodgers asked before the game, what's Balotelli bring you? Like he was in trouble. He says, and he starts laughing.
They said, you know, Brendan, what do you think of Balotelli's performance? And he goes, I'm giving him new responsibilities. He actually marks me in the corner, as you said. Like,
it was incredible.
I do believe that. Like, I think it's early to say, and I don't want to be that Liverpool fan who just like, you know, is overly optimistic. But of all the managers to be able to hone the talent of somebody who is a little bit eccentric, I think Balotelli and Rodgers is a match made in heaven, and he's the perfect age now at 24. I think Rodgers, it's going to be easier for Rodgers to kind of be able to put an arm around him.
Balotelli knows as well. This is my last goal. Like he's going to end up at Leeds as an Italian reject.
Yeah, well, you wish.
Probably Lazio, more likely.
More likely, I think so. Yeah, so I think Balotelli is a huge signing. Anything else, Seamus?
Fabregas, I think, has to be the signing of the window.
I think he'll prove to be, in terms of assists and goals, he'll prove to be the most prolific person brought into the league.
For sure.
Do you guys think it was like probably the most interesting, busy transfer window you can remember?
Yeah, it was kind of Lewandowski as well on a free.
There's all these ones that were announced before that you forget about. Yeah,
I honestly, until Fabregas lined up for Chelsea on the opening day of the season, I didn't even know he'd moved. That's how much I completely missed that story. I don't know how it happened. I don't know, but it kind of just
happened. Listen to the show.
It did kind of just happen from nowhere, though. You know,
that was fucking nuts. How nobody else went in for him. I feel the same way about Alonso. Okay,
team of the week here as well. If you want that quick,
we'll get that in a sec. United have till midnight to register Falcao. And Arsenal have until 1 a.m. to officially register Welbeck. Okay, so you're not going to get that by the end of the show. You will probably get that by the time you're listening to it, though. Dan, go ahead with your team of the week.
Okay, I'll put Begovic in goal. Clean sheet. Ivanovic scored a goal. Wes Morgan was excellent with Leicester. Centre half. Shawcross did pretty well. Moreno got his goal, looked well. I go for midfield, 2 in midfield of Sigurdsson and Henderson. I thought Henderson looked very good. Sigurdsson's getting his assist.
Been amazing.
Really Sterling and Nathan Dyer, both in the goals again. And up front, I'm going to go for Ajua, the Leicester lad, and Diego Costa.
Okay, let me think.
What's the team of the week? Let
me think.
What do you think?
It's hard not to have it down in front of me. But you want to have Sterling on that team?
That's Sterling's there.
Oh, is he? Sorry, I wasn't listening to that part. Dyer.
Scored 2 goals, didn't he?
No, I would go for... Sorry about the dead air. Yeah, I would absolutely go with that. Dan, Seamus, any additions to it?
No, I think that's solid. And it's hard to argue with him.
Yeah.
The man knows his football.
It's hard to argue with him in general, but I think you picked a good team.
Just because he never lets you finish the sentence, like.
Don't start it. Okay, I'm going to have a quick look at some transfer news before we finish up. Right, the ITK Soccer Show Fantasy Football League. Here we go.
Do you see who's like running out in front of this league?
Let me just... I haven't looked at it.
This is incredible.
I don't look at this until the show. So this is all news to me.
There's a great man in last place anyway.
Superstar. An absolute superstar.
Seamus, you've joined the show and you also joined the league, but you were unfortunately in last place.
I was a week late joining the league. If you look at my results,
to be fair, if you
had an average week there, I'm solidly upper mid table.
Oh, you were actually like
I had 0.
How far is he off 7th, and who is 7th? That's a shame. Who's ever 7th? Who's really last?
It's a shameful thing, Lobstred. Let me see total. So it's 38 to 14, 138 to 114. So yeah, no, you would definitely be mid table.
Yeah, I think you had 40 points into that. I'm up in... 40 points would be an average.
Okay, we have... Enda has fallen from grace.
So Enda
is hard not to describe the smile on Dan's face.
Enda's technically last, is he?
Dan is smiling so much his cheeks are ripping at the moment. Okay, John is away in America.
He's climbed up the league.
He is just...
He got a 65 or something this week.
Okay, so John is now in 8th place. Tommy is in joint 6th place with Uncle Prince, which is myself, at 144 points. Gary Kiernan.
Who's Gary Kiernan?
Gary Kiernan is in 5th at
some guy
at 157. Ronan O'Reilly is...
He's a new entry. New listener,
entry.
a new listener.
A new listener.
Good to have 6 now.
Always good to expand.
Yeah, no, we'll give it the code now in a sec. He's coming in at 4th place. Well done. Welcome to the league, Ronan. 158. His team name is... I'm not even going to try it. Okay, Dan, you're in 3rd.
Stop. Not good, is it?
No.
Well, it's better than anybody else.
It's
at this
better than
table.
Swimmers Hoops propping up the league there.
It's better than Swimmers Hoops. It's better than anybody who's a part of this show.
You are the top host at the moment.
The top host, exactly. 2nd place we have Rob at 171 points, and in the lead. Oh,
Yeah, can you look? He's extended his lead at the
He
top.
is
A guy who doesn't
unbelievable.
even do this. He's just picked his team and won't look at it again.
he hasn't made any
No way.
transfers.
He hasn't.
I don't think he has.
With a 12-point lead, we have incredible. I just fair play, Dave, and he's never coming on the show. Is that right? Unless he has a fashion segment.
Oh, he probably talk about how you should wear loafers without socks.
Hold on. You
and
should get him to do footballer's hair. If he wants a fashion slot, that's where you go.
What did we were down in Bowden there last week, and you know that Dave's got his part into the side there, and he goes.
You might want to explain this for people who haven't seen it. This is
To be
This
honest,
is
I haven't even met this guy either.
Dave's got a fantastic haircut.
oh, it's precision.
It's
party.
precision, right? And like we're playing pool or something, and we are just seeing like if a shot was straight or it was an angle on it, and there was a bit of crack going on in the room, and then Dave says something to your man, and then he goes, "That fucking ball is as straight as that fucking parting you have in your head, like, you know," and all this. It was some great stuff. Fair play to Dave, though.
Yeah, fair
Top of the
play.
league.
Top of the league. That's just quite incredible.
Damn.
I'm just checking. Guys, do you have anything else?
The fantasy football code
Oh yeah, okay.
is 174451 -525194. That's what you want to put in and enter away. And there's a prize for the winner, who I have said that to numerous times.
Okay, excellent. And not only that, obviously we've got our little... Seamus, of course, is now in on this. We have our own little... whoever comes... Oh, no, wait, sorry. That's the league standings. Yeah, there is a prize for the winner of fantasy football. When this podcast goes up on YouTube tomorrow and SoundCloud, Dan will also tweet out the fantasy code. And our Twitter handle is...
At In The Know Soccer Show.
ITK Soccer Show. Don't write in the no. It won't work.
Yes, ITK.
Okay, excellent. 5-year deal for Welbeck is about to be announced.
What?
And we are going
5
to...
years.
That's a good way to end the show, I think.
Yeah,
5 year deal for well.
we don't.
There's
we
hope
don't
for
have
us
a
all.
figure. There's feckin' hope for us all. We'll be back with John next week. Obviously, Seamus will be reoccurring, hopefully, on the show. If you enjoyed it, congrats.
Thanks, lads. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, no, we're very happy to have you. We have a facility to set up maximum 4 mics, so we can do this. And
I have one at home just waiting to be used.
perfect. Okay, so listen, Dan, any last words?
No. See you later.
See you later. Okay.
See you for possible a special on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. We might have an extra show going. We're working on that at the moment. Again, thank you, Seamus fella, and we will see you guys next time on the ITK Soccer Show.
It's a shameful thing